Good evening, everybody. To all of you here at the Con JCC and all of you attending via Zoom, welcome. I have a couple of housekeeping announcements first. For those of you here at the JCC, if you need facilities or restrooms, they are open. Secondly, if you did not get a pledge card, you could flick your lights on and off, and staff will come to you and fix that. Engines and lights. I don't think that there's a huge issue, but if we get a lot of people cranking their engines, I may ask you to try to turn them off and wait for breaks between speakers. But for the moment, it looks like we're okay. Thanks in advance for your cooperation. Okay. We're going to start tonight's program with a video of our national anthem and Hatikva. For health reasons, those of you here at the JCC may remain in your cars. Following the anthems, we are pleased to welcome Rabbi Jonathan Case to the stage for tonight's invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and all of the brave?
I'm honored to be here tonight to celebrate a very wonderful woman who has made a dramatic difference in our community. And I'd like to share with you, first of all, a reading from the rabbis from Pirkei Avot. The 4th chapter of Pirkei Avot asks a series of 3 questions. Ben Zoma poses them. He says, Ezahu Hacham, who's wise? And then he says, Ezahu Gibor, who's strong? And then he asks, Ezahu Hacham, Eze Michubad, who is honored? It's that third and last question that touches my heart very deeply and wants me to share the answer with you. Eze Michubad, who is honored? So here's Minda. She organizes people to feed people. She brings hundreds of senior citizens together every single month, brings them to the synagogue, feeds them, goes around to the table, smiles, encourages all the workers, and all the while, she looks like it's the best party she's ever attended in her life. She's having a grand old time. And she is the very definition of wise. Because of Ben Zoma's question, Eze Mechubad, who's wise, the person, Eze hu Mechubad, who is honored, the person who honors everyone else. And that's precisely what Minda does. She gives honor to the people in the kitchen. She gives honor to the people in line doling out the food. She gives honor to the senior citizens, whether the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, well beyond. Time and again, she gives honor to every single person. And on the first day that I approached her and I said, I need somebody to create a program for senior citizens because we have so many people who are living lives alone, she did not blink. And she has had the time of her life, and everyone else around her has been honored by her presence every single time that she celebrates. And she celebrates every month. Even now, during the COVID virus, what does she do? She manages to send food home to people who may not be able to generate their own Rosh Hashanah dinners. And they went out all over Colombia. Who is Minda? She is, perhaps you know this by Herman Wouk. He wrote a book called Inside, Outside. We Jews have inside names and outside names. Minda's name is, her inside name, Menucha Bracha. Menucha means comfort. How she does that? When she looks in your eyes and she smiles and she asks, how are you? She's genuinely interested in wanting to know how you are. And she cares for people whom she does not know, but if they're in need, her heart reaches out to touch. And the second name, bless. Menucha Bracha. She blesses us all with her presence. I will say, without fear of contradiction, that Colombia and its environs is a richer Jewish community and a richer community as a whole because Minda is in it. Join me in blowing your horn and clapping and applauding the woman of valor who deserves all the accolades we can afford to give.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Case. What a beautiful and fitting invocation. I'm going to be joined for the next portion of tonight's program by Michelle Peterson, our pinch-hitting national anthem singer and Federation Secretary and our immediate past campaign chair. Whether you are here in person or watching from home, one of the exciting things that you'll hear about in the next few minutes is the opportunity to pledge by text for the 2021 annual campaign. So please make sure your cell phones are handy. In the best of times and in the worst of times, we, your Columbia Jewish Federation, are here. This is a special year. The Columbia Jewish Federation has been a part of Columbia's Jewish community for 40 years. We have been here during these last 40 years with your help and support, caring for our community, aiding our children's Jewish educations, providing funding for cultural and educational programs. We've supported Holocaust education and critical social services. We have created strong interfaith relationships throughout the Midlands and gained allies who support us during tragic times. And now, during this pandemic that we're all facing, we are here, continuing to serve our community. And with you as our partners, we will continue to do so on into the future. COVID has changed our lives, changed the way we interact, how we spend our time, and how we conduct business. Like all of us, your federation has had to adapt as we continue to address needs like food insecurity, emergency financial assistance, senior transportation, and support for our Jewish students at USC through Hillel. We are also addressing issues like the passage of a hate crimes bill in our state, rising anti-Semitism, and the security of our community as we face these challenges. And in all of these areas, in all of these ways, we are here. We're entering a new collaboration with the Charleston Federation and Secure Communities Network, providing a security advisor to assist all of our communal institutions in identifying ways to better secure our facilities and provide more extensive training to protect our precious community. Creating greater security, we are here. We continue to provide social connections for our seniors through Jewish Family Service, as well as through the volunteer efforts of the able, extraordinary team led by Jane and David Kolbersh and the wonderful Rendezvous community that they've created. For our seniors, we are here. The Columbia Holocaust Education Commission sends speakers to meet with students and other groups, trains teachers using their portable Holocaust exhibit, and produces the powerful annual Holocaust Remembered newspaper supplement that is now reaching several million people all across this state. Remembering and learning from the past, we are here. We are so pleased and honored this evening to be recognizing Minda Miller for her volunteerism and philanthropy. Tuesdays with Friends, Jewish Family Service, Holocaust Education, Jewish Life and Continuity. These programs and issues are passions for Minda, and along with her, we are here. And now, Michelle, turn things over to you.
Every year, there are compelling reasons to donate to the Federation annual campaign. Our Federation, our community, has helped with resettling Ethiopian Jews to Israel, trauma care for victims of terror, settling Jewish families from the former Soviet Union here in Columbia and elsewhere, and meeting other crises. Sometimes the generosity of others who provide matching funds motivates us to give more than we did the previous year. This year, we have both the offer of a match and the greater needs at home and abroad created by the COVID pandemic, a perfect storm of crisis and opportunity. COVID first brought us shortages of products to keep us safe, difficulties in shopping for items we needed to live. Later, we struggled with social isolation, more emergency food requests and utility assistance as layoffs and furloughs increased and unemployment systems were overwhelmed, and continued worries about being exposed to the virus and the unknown ways in which each of us might be affected. Throughout this time, we were here, making sure seniors had access to services, meeting the needs of increased requests of our JFS food pantry, and we continued to help move hate crime legislation forward in our state. Right before Life as We Know It changed, our PJ Library program celebrated its 10th birthday, a big milestone for any community, but especially for one as small as ours. Your federation reached out individually to every PJ Library and PJ Our Way family to see what needs there were and how we could help. Some parents were looking for virtual Jewish experiences for their kids. Others were in need of support through Jewish Family Service, and some wanted the opportunity to connect with other families and talk about parenting during the pandemic. For all these needs, we were here. Yet one more thing that looks entirely different during a pandemic is college life. From virtual orientation to numerous restrictions on in-person gatherings, the freshman experience at University of South Carolina is much more challenging now than ever before. Through Federation, Hillel at U of SC has creatively connected and engaged with new students and their parents to make sure that Jewish life on campus continues to thrive. Student leaders and Federation staff delivered Shabbat dinners to Jewish students in quarantine. We made sure that while students had the remarkable opportunity to connect globally with other Hillels during the high holiday days this year, they also had the chance to engage locally and safely for a unique Tashlich experience and break the fast on campus. Even though we are more physically distanced than ever, our outreach has grown as we continue to support students individually through the many challenges they face. We are here. We are thankful that this year, through the Jewish Federations of North America, JFNA, that several foundations are offering a match for new donations for social services. For this 2021 campaign, we're asking, as we always do, to increase your gift over your last 2020 gift. This is needed as we continue to be challenged by COVID-19. However, you can designate up to 50% of your increase directly to our Jewish Family Service, and it will be matched 50 cents for every dollar you designate. Tonight, as we watch a video about this year's campaign and then hear from Rabbi Epstein, we ask you to get on your cell phone and text the word Federation to 56512. The instructions will be displayed on the smaller screen behind the stage and in the chat box on Zoom. If you prefer, you can fill out the pledge card we handed you when you arrived, and we will pick it up from your car.
powerful video. As we conclude this portion of the program, we're asking you to dig down deep and pledge until it feels great. Feels great because together we will provide needed programs and services to our Jewish family, both globally and here at home. Together we can provide a needed boost to Jewish family service through this remarkable new match. Together we will take care of each other by fulfilling our mission to engage and strengthen our community to build a vibrant Jewish future. What a great way this will be to honor Minda and top off this night. For all of you who make our work possible, and for those who need us, we are here. Please be counted. Please pledge now. I was asked just to explain this year's special JFS match in a bit more detail. There's a two-step process that we're asking everybody to follow. Step one, simply make your pledge tonight with your increase now via text, or if you're here at the JCC and prefer, you may use the pledge form provided. Step two, in the next several days, a member of staff or our board will contact you to clarify your wishes regarding the JFS match. In any event, please consider a generous increase. I'm going to just do another quick reminder for those of you here at the J. There are instructions about how you text to 56512. You have to use the word Federation, followed by a space, the number amount you wish to pledge, followed by a space, and then your name. Your name is not going to appear on screen, as you can see, just your pledge amount. The instructions are, again, on the screen or in your little handout for those of you here at the JCC. For those of you watching on Zoom, instructions should be visible in the chat box. And if you are filling out a pledge form here, you can flash your car lights when you're ready for us to pick it up. Nice little service we're providing here. And thank you. Please, what we are now going to do is get ready to welcome Rabbi Hesh Epstein for a short Devar Torah on Menschkeit. And there is the rabbi. Welcome, Rabbi.
Good evening, and what a wonderful and amazing job that the staff has done to put this all together. It's incredible. I'm not sure where Minda is, but I hope she's in the front. Maybe she can hear me. For some, there she is. Okay. For some, the great question is, what do I want from life? But for others, the more urgent question is, what does life want from me? We are each unique in our gifts, our abilities, our skills and talents, and the circumstances of our life. For each of us, there is a task only we can do. And if we believe that we're here for a reason, then there is a tikkun, a mending, only we can perform, a fragment of light only we can redeem, and a word of encouragement or a smile only we can perform. Because we are here in this place, at this time, facing this person at this moment in our lives. The Torah is filled with people hearing a call to a great mission. From Abraham's journey from his family and to the land that I will show you, to Moses at the burning bush, to Isaiah, who hears God ask, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for me?" To which he responds, "Here I am, send me." Minda, in her unique and gentle way, as beautifully described by the rabbi, reminds us that when we see a wrong that needs to be righted, a sickness that needs to be healed, a need to be met, and we feel it's speaking to us, that is when we are hearing God's call. I am convinced that Minda is a superhero. Her superpower is the unique ability to vanquish loneliness. Through the incredible success of the Tuesdays with Friends senior program, she has built an amazing arsenal of caregivers, entertainers, and friends who come together to shine a light into the darkness of a lonely soul, sharing the message that you are not alone in your struggles and someone else cares. The first time the Bible says that something is not good is in Genesis, when God remarks about the individual Adam, when he says it's not good for a person to be alone. Although we may sometimes feel overwhelmed by the scope and the size of the mission, after all, we're no more than a wave in the ocean, a grain of sand on the seashore. Yet, we are here because there is a task that God needs us to perform, a kindness to show, a gift to give, love to share, loneliness to ease, pain to heal, and our broken lives to mend. Discovering that task is one of the great spiritual challenges for each of us. As we approach the Sukkah holiday, which is also called Zman Simchatenu, our festival of rejoicing, we would do well to remember that whenever the Torah uses the term joy, it does so in the context of community. Parents, children, strangers, widows, orphans, and Levites together. This is the message so vital at this time in our nation's history, when healing and coming together as we the people has never been more important. So let us not stand by, but stand up and take a spark from Minda's flame and share it in the small acts of kindness that help to bring ourselves and others out of the darkness of loneliness into the light of love and community.
Rabbi, thank you very much. A little bit of learning and a lot of inspiration. From the profound to the mundane again for one more minute, if you don't mind. Please, again, consider pledging if you have not already. It's wonderful progress already, and I thank all of you who have already pledged. And now, it is my great honor to call up Dawn Miller Heineman, Minda's daughter. And as Dawn makes her way to the stage, we're going to roll a wonderful tribute video about tonight's honoree, Minda Miller. Enjoy.
The Columbia Jewish Federation is very proud to recognize Minda Miller as the 2020 recipient of the coveted Distinguished Service Award, the highest honor presented in the Columbia Jewish community. Thank you for joining us as we take a look into the life of this outstanding community volunteer, wife, mother, grandmother, sister, and friend who gives of herself to help others. Sit back and enjoy as we take a glimpse into her life.
My parents had a big effect on Minda's life here in Columbia, and Minda was certainly aware of the fact that when my parents came to America, they were sponsored by Beth Shalom Synagogue and Hias, and so I think Minda has felt, always, as my entire family has always felt, that we owe it to the community, because were it not for this community and Beth Shalom and even the Federation, there was no question that we wouldn't even be here.
She really became close to David and Sella, Henry's parents, and to Bluma and Felix. And that made such an impression on her life. And she was so protective of them and always felt it was so important to tell their story.
One of the first things I remember is that Selden K. Smith of blessed memory, who was a professor at the university and a founder of the South Carolina Council on the Holocaust, tasked Minda specifically to chair a foundation in his memory, or in his name at that time. And Minda did, graciously and very enthusiastically, raise the first $100,000 almost single-handedly. I chair the South Carolina Council on the Holocaust and have seen firsthand the wonderful ways in which Minda has raised money for the foundation and supported the council whenever we need them to do so. Teacher training, professional development.
Not very many people know this, but there was the JCC preschool over on Trentham Road. And one year there wasn't a director, and we thought the school was going to fold, and Minda and I were co-directors that year of the preschool. And truthfully, I can't remember what happened after that year, but we kept that preschool going at least for a couple years.
Rabbi Case set a fire under Minda, and ever since that time, that's when Minda really has become so involved in community-minded service.
That fire eventually led to the creation of Tuesday with Friends, a monthly lunch and entertainment outing for senior citizens throughout the community. Minda plans each detail, from getting a crew of volunteers to making sure the seniors have rides. WIS-TV surprised Minda with a Mungo Community Builders Award, which she humbly accepted during one of the Tuesday's gatherings.
Her love and her passion is learning and spreading the education of the Holocaust in memory of her in-laws, but it's also seniors in the community, which you see through the Tuesdays with Friends that she spent so much time with, and is such a good program.
The kids are all really proud. We used to be more shocked at Minda's becoming involved in so many things because Minda was really shy. You know, when I first brought Minda to Columbia here in 1977, Minda was really shy, and if we were at a party somewhere, she would stay by my side, and there's no question that Minda has changed over the years.
Minda is a lion, and she has strength, she has power, she has courage, and she has a gigantic roar that sometimes is silent. She has a strong voice. She is protective of her family, of her friends.
The thing about her is she's always thinking of ways to incorporate the education, the understanding, the research of Holocaust education into ways that people who are not scholars or academics can understand and are willing to participate in.
Minda sets a high bar, and there's no question that we all really try to at least approach the level that Minda reaches. Her moral compass is without a doubt, it's beyond limits.
She keeps a kosher home. She practices Judaism in her home and in her daily life. Minda never says an unkind word about anybody. And there was a commercial when I was growing up, and it was, "I want to be like Mikey." Well, when I grow up, I want to be like Minda Miller.
Her worth is far beyond rubies, her hand open to the needy, her tongue guided by kindness. Wherever people gather, her deeds speak her praise. Mazel tov, Minda, and thank you for your compassion and hard work in helping to make our community a better place to live.
So, I'm Dawn Heineman, and I'm here to introduce my mom. As you can already tell, as you've already heard, my mom, Minda Miller, is someone who is full of energy. Take, for example, her daily walking routine. She walks not once, but twice a day, at a pace that is really more like a brisk run for me. It's quite embarrassing. Sometimes she literally walks circles around me so I can catch up. There's also our trips to the beach. While the rest of the family is taking a breather on the couch, falling asleep in front of the TV, it's usually safe to assume Mom is still out and about, perhaps at a TJ Maxx or a Steinmart, or on yet another walk. I'll admit there are times when perhaps I wish she exercised just a tad less energy. For example, when her energy is channeled into activities like going through boxes of my old papers and notebooks, interfering with my mild hoarding tendencies. Even so, there's never been any doubt in my mind that my family and I have all been the beneficiaries of Mom's tireless energy and her unending love, care, and devotion that she shows all of us. Growing up, Mom was always right there with Brett and me, helping us put together poster boards or the latest school project, and schlepping us from tap class to piano to tennis and back again. She always made sure we had anything and everything we needed. To this day, if there is anything I'm missing at home, be that bug bite cream or a stud finder for the wall, I'm a bit spoiled knowing that all it takes is a quick call to Mom, and she'll be right over, not just to provide exactly what I need, but to help jump in with whatever it is that we're doing. This same energy is also on display with the rest of the family. Mom's energy and her devotion has always extended, without question, to both of her parents, Herman and Dora Lieberman, and equally to my dad's parents, Sella and David Miller, all of whom she tirelessly tended to from both near and far. Dianu, all of this would have been sufficient, but Mom has never stopped working and finding new ways to help tend to all of us, and that includes this Columbia Jewish community. And that brings me to why we're here today. As Brett and I have gotten older and somewhat more independent, perhaps depending on who you ask, it has been such a thrill and joy to watch my mom channel her energy into new efforts, into bringing the same love, drive, and tenacity that she has always shown us into this community that she loves so much. I couldn't possibly count all the ways that Mom has contributed to the Columbia Jewish community, including programs supported by the Columbia Jewish Federation over the years. But as we all know, Mom has truly been a leader in spearheading two particular passion projects, Holocaust education and the Tuesdays with Friends senior program. Mom has, without hesitation or limit, accepted the mission of teaching and retelling the stories and lessons of the Holocaust, including the experiences of my grandparents, her mother and father-in-law, and ensuring that these stories continue to be told. To help do so, Mom helped found and continues to chair the Selden K. Smith Holocaust Education Foundation, taking inspiration from and continuing the work of Dr. Selden Smith, who helped lead the charge in expanding Holocaust education throughout the state. In doing this work, Mom has carefully guarded and protected this legacy, ensuring continued resources, funding, and support for Holocaust education throughout our community and South Carolina at large. Meanwhile, Mom has continued to actively serve on both the South Carolina Council on the Holocaust and the Columbia Holocaust Education Commission, the latter being one of many important organizations supported by the Columbia Jewish Federation. I know Grandma and Zadie are so proud. Another driver of Mom's energy and her passion, as we've all heard, is the Tuesdays with Friends senior program, a program which Mom built from a series of small gatherings into a monthly headline event for seniors in our community at large. Through Tuesdays with Friends, Mom and her team of hard workers make sure that seniors within and beyond our own Jewish community can access a monthly dose of good fellowship, great food, entertainment, and ultimately, Mom's love and, of course, her energy. This work is truly a mitzvah. I could go on and on about the various ways Mom has given her time and energy to our family and our community over the years, and the quiet ease with which she tackles every challenge. But Mom, I promise not to embarrass you much longer. As we stand here today with family and friends watching from near and far, Mom, I hope you can now feel the energy you have always shown our family and community reflected back at you as we take a few minutes to shine the spotlight on you and thank you for all that you do. And I know I speak for all the Miller, Heineman, Lieberman crew when I say how proud of you we are and how much we love you. And with that, I'll ask my mom to please come on up so that you can be presented with the Distinguished Service Award. And also Larry Needle as well, last year's award recipient, so that he can present the award. Thank you.
Well, I guess it's official. I did not win for a second consecutive year. Barry, you told me I had it in the bag. But nonetheless, having heard everything that everyone has said about Minda tonight, and also knowing you very well, it's an honor richly deserved. So I will accept the results of this election tonight. Minda, I've had a chance to work with you and to observe you with your leadership in Tuesdays with Friends. And I remember something that you said when you initially commenced the program. You really didn't know what to do or how it would evolve. It started with just a kernel, a thought, and look how it's evolved. You've really created this program, and that's leadership. And something else, you have a devoted team of volunteers who have assisted you throughout the years, who would follow you to the end of the earth. And that's leadership. And therefore, it's my distinct honor to present you with the 2020 Distinguished Service Award, and more particularly, this beautiful artwork created by Israeli designer Maurice Ascalon, who immigrated to Israel in 1934. The Hebrew inscription in the center reads, Hazorim Bedim Abarina Yikzoru. Those who sow with a tear will reap with joy. He was an Israeli designer and sculptor, and by some accounts considered the father of the modern Israeli decorative arts movement. And he introduced the use of a deliberate chemically induced green patina to Israeli metalwork, which is now a hallmark of Israel's crafts industry. And I think you'll agree it's a beautiful piece of art. Congratulations, Minda.
I'm a little overwhelmed and a bit shaky, and I do feel the love, and thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I am so very humbled to be selected as the 40th recipient of the Federation's Distinguished Service Award. Thank you to the committee who considered me worthy to join this remarkable group of past honorees. and Larry Needle, whose in footsteps I am honored to follow. Thank you to all who have worked so hard to make this event possible. Barry Abels, Cheryl Nail, Laney Cohen, especially for your support and guidance of Tuesdays with Friends. Josh Nickerson for your tech and video assistance. The JCC staff, Michelle Peterson, Robert Feinstein, Rabbi Epstein, and Risa Strauss. A very heartfelt thanks to Rabbi Case, who by his words and actions have inspired me to do more in our community, especially with our seniors. Thank you for your spiritual guidance and prayers during my cancer scare. My special gratitude to Shelley Kriegshaber for your amazing event planning skills. And my Mahjong gals who have been plotting behind my back for weeks now. Lily Filler for your friendship and mentorship. And all my friends whose efforts, creativity, and presence here have made this evening so special. Family, friends, faith, health are what we all cherish. This Jewish community has shared with my family happy times and supported us during stressful times. Federation brings us together to unite as one for Tikkun Olam and Tzedakah. This honor I share with my best friend and husband, Henry Hank. We are a team. We are a team, and he is my partner in crime. He keeps me grounded, gives me strength, and makes me laugh. And with our amazing children, Dawn and Justin, Brett and Caroline, and our sweet grandchildren, Olive and Matson, you give us nachas each and every day. And a salute to our parents, who I know are smiling and viewing on heaven's Zoom. Thank you to all our family and friends who are here today, and those joining virtually from near and far. I love each and every one of you. I wish all a healthy, happy, and sweet 5781. We all pray for a speedy return to when we can again gather safely and share hugs and kisses. Till then, please take care, stay safe, and be well. I will conclude my remarks with a rhyme, a family tradition that my mom started many years ago. My family will attest that I like to write rhymes for sharing happy and special times. This humbling occasion is such a day as I try to bring a few of my thoughts your way. Born and raised in Memphis, my childhood was happy and filled with much love. Big brother Phil and I were blessed. Now Mom and Dad continue to guide us from above. Marrying Henry in '78 meant packing my bags and starting anew, with hope that all our dreams would come true. Here you welcomed me into your Jewish fold. Truly, I hit a jackpot of gold. Introductions were made and I lured my way around. What a treasure I unearthed on this capital city Gamecock ground. Early on, Hadassah, B'nai B'rith, Beth Shalom, Federation, and JCC. Especially grateful to Kids Preschool and the lifelong friendships that came to be. Blessed to raise Dawn and Brett among such love and devotion, celebrating Simchas together with joy and fun-filled commotion. The treasured childhood rearing years flew by in the blink of an eye. We suddenly found our nest empty with a shocking oh my. I could play mahjong for hours each week, but volunteering more was another outlet to seek. So with time to spare, I wanted to get serious, even if my choices often made me meshuggah and delirious. With Tikkun Olam in mind, I sought a new vocation, and to my focus came Tuesdays with Friends and Holocaust education. Sharing food, fun, and friendship each month with my senior pals. Can't wait till this COVID scare is gone and we can all gather our guys and gals. Keeping alive Sela and David's Holocaust story is a must for my family and me. A commitment to teach tolerance so all can live free. This 40th year of the Distinguished Service Award we will all recall, with its drive-in movie-style social distance masked protocol. Thank you for this honor I share with you tonight. Your love, kindness, and friendship makes our community shine bright. Feeling overwhelmed, but with much appreciation for today, may we all be blessed with in health and happiness. No reasons to say oy vey. Todah and Erev Tov, I wish you with love and affection. In closing, thank you again for all your love, and let's wave in each other's direction.
Mazel tov, Minda. Do you know, among her other amazing characteristics, Minda's open-mindedness, her willingness and her family's willingness to consider this format for the 40th annual DSA is really just remarkable, and I'm ever so grateful that you were chosen, Minda, for this year's award and that you said yes to this format. Thank you. Okay, before we conclude this evening, we want to have the benediction.
My friends, there's a power at work in the universe. It works through those who are generous of heart. A person who gives generously with their heart is called a nadiv lev. It is through being open and vulnerable that we build a world with love. It is through taking a stand for peace and justice that we build a world with dignity. We are, together, held by the power of generosity, love, and compassion. May we continue in the spirit of the Nadiv Lev, who gives from the heart, to build a Mishkan, our sacred dwelling place, and to build a world where God and humanity can dwell in dignity. May we go forth in peace and wholeness in this time of Sukkot for blessing, as all of us become a Nadiv Lev, giver from the heart, in the new year. Amen.
Well, thank you, Rabbi. As we conclude, I want to thank all who have pledged. As you can see, we're off to a good start with approximately 104,000 pledged. That is the power of community, and I want to thank you all and hope that others will consider pledging for this year's campaign. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Mazel tov again to Minda and to her family. I want to wish a happy birthday to Jessica Elfenbein and Doris Davidson. And in conclusion, I just want everybody to know that no matter what this new year brings, we, your Columbia Jewish Federation, are here. Thank you and good night.